So whether it's learning a language, whether it's doing a movement class, whether it's learning from YouTube, following a cooking channel, what it gives me is, of course, a chance to improve myself, improve my skills, but also it instills in me a discipline.
Action.
Formal training in the arts, according to me, is incredibly essential. And this I will say from personal experience, as someone who has been to a drama school. The thing is, what a drama school environment gives you is the ability and the space to fail, and fail knowing that there is a safety net. The tools that you learn in a drama school, sure, you can get them while working with a theatre company, just going on ground with that exercise. But the stakes in that environment, in a professional environment, are much higher, which means that the chances that you will take a risk in that environment are lower. Whereas in a drama school, it's a safe environment, it's a safe space, you can try, you can experiment, and you really have the liberty to push your boundaries. I think primarily it gives you an option to just explore and be exposed to so many different forms, formats, methods, that in itself is so exciting. I feel that, again, speaking from personal experience, when I went to drama school, it was a very specific pedagogy that I trained in. And the DSM in that sense gives you various tastes and various ways in which you can engage with it, and then it's for you to decide, you know what, this is something that I'm really interested in, and this is something that I want to further explore. I think what the DSM does really beautifully is that it really sets the foundation. So despite where you come from, what your background is, it really opens up and shows you the building blocks of performance, of creation. And then on top of that, you are then introduced to various styles, various narrative methods, various themes, and how you can engage with them. But when you start off at the DSM, it's really a question of slowing down, really analyzing, really focusing, and really building that foundation. I think that a lot of what we learn in a drama school, in a pedagogical environment, in order for us to fully comprehend it, it is important that it doesn't stay as an intellectual exercise. It is something that we can see acted out in the space. And that is why it's really important as a student for you to watch, for you to engage, for you to observe what is happening, and then be able to articulate for yourself, okay, this is what's working right now, this is what's not working right now. Why is this working and why is this not working? So that it becomes more of like a felt exercise as opposed to just one that you intellectually comprehend. So for me, it's very important that all of the learning that we're doing is grounded in real, actual examples. So for example, if we are talking about character work, when we're doing script analysis, it's very important for me to then bring in a script and see how that character work that we've done fits in or layers on top of the script that we are looking at. As a facilitator, I'm constantly trying to root things back into an art or a play, or it could be any medium, it could be across any medium, to really root it into something that students and participants might have already or can accessibly engage in. I believe that every time I am teaching something, I am also gaining something. I think that it is a great practice to be able to go back to the basics, because that then strengthens my practice outside the DSM. Understanding the rhythm of an improv. Say for example, that's what we're looking at. How does what is the innate rhythm of this improv? As a facilitator, when I break it down in a classroom with the participants, I have once again touched base on something that I knew. Cut to in the evening, I am at a rehearsal space, and that again directly transposes for me. I can take it from here and put it into the work that I do. As creating artists, I think that we take our foundations for granted, and the DSM allows me as a facilitator to go back and touch base again. So the way my understanding of Ekalavya as a program is the ability to really zoom into one aspect of your training and further dig in that direction and really focus on what that one path is. And to be able to do it at an individual pace. What is really exciting about online courses is that I can learn, but I can learn at a pace that works for me, as opposed to being in an ensemble where it's like I have to kind of surrender and be like, where the ensemble is going, I will learn with them. Whereas when it's individual online training, it works with your rhythm and your pace. From the point of view of a facilitator, what online teaching does is it really forces you to break it down and really get to the basics, the foundations. Because only once you have kind of gotten a common understanding of the foundations in an online medium can you then take it to something further. So I think in that sense, online, for me, online teaching really slows the process down, not in a bad way, in a good way. It's like a microscope. So you're really, really zooming in to see how does this work. Fundamentally, what learning does is that it shakes up something in your brain. It kind of rewires things. As artists, what are we trying to do? We are curious about things. There are things that excite us and we want to share that curiosity. When I create a play about, say, relationships between two individuals, I am not creating that play knowing that I have figured out all that there is to figure out about relationships. This is something that interests me, that I am curious about, and I am sharing that with my audience. Now, to be able to be in a space where as a creator, I am open to all sorts of stimuli coming, everything inspiring me, I also need to be able to be in a place where my mind, my body, my soul is open to learning. You can't stop. You can't stop training, you can't stop learning, because the moment that happens, you stop and then there's no growth and there's no progress in the work that you do.